Donald Trump recently signed an executive order changing money forever. And now this is causing a mess in the system and it's making it more expensive for those who are in the middle class and lower income people. And it's leading to stores trying to ban taking cash payments.
Businesses are pleading with customers to go cashless or choosing on their own to round up or round down to the nearest nickel on cash transactions.
I'm going to break down in this video what this change is and how you can protect yourself from these rising costs. If you like information about credit, subscribe to this channel. And if you go to my website, you can download this free heart inquiry removal package. The link is in the description of the video and in the pinned comment section.
We're in the middle of a transaction transition in America.
Cash is king, cold hard cash. In God we trust, all others pay cash.
In the U.S., cash used to be king. According to Federal Reserve research, in 2016, cash was the most frequently used payment method in the U.S., accounting for about a third of all transactions. But by 2024, cash was used in just 14% of payments, falling behind credit and debit cards.
So with now banking becoming so digital, this is causing a problem and less people are using cash because you have so many different options and you're kind of forced to do digital banking at this time. Even with the banks, they don't really even want you to come into branch. They want you to use the local ATM and mobile app payments and banking. So now you got Cash App, Venmo, and other payments, and you're using your debit and your credit cards and even Apple Pay with Apple wallets and different wallets on your cell phone. So to add more insult to injury, now you have the cancellation of the penny.
Grocery industry and retailers across the country aren't necessarily worried about cash right now, though. They're worried about pennies. President Trump ordered the Treasury Department to stop making new pennies earlier this year. After all, it cost 3.7 cents on average to make every 1 cent coin in 2024. Production has since stopped, and so have shipments of the coins to places like grocery and convenience stores.
We taxpayers lose money every time that we produce extra pennies. The problem is on us because when we get change, we don't bring it back to the store.
Now, this has been going on for decades and didn't start with the Trump administration. But give me your opinion. Do you believe that he should have canceled the penny or continue to make the penny even though it's a higher cost than it's actually worth? Drop your opinion in the comment section. But the outcome is still going to be the same. It is going to add on to inflation and really add on to a burden to the middle class and lower income people because it's already high inflation from all the money printed, not only through the decades, but especially during the pandemic. And him and Joe Biden had their part to play in that. And then additionally, with him adding tariffs, it also passed on more of a cost to the consumer. So adding all these things on, this is really adding on to the overall cost of living.
Businesses are pleading with customers to go cashless or choosing on their own to round up or round down to the nearest nickel on cash transactions. But others are worried that if they do that, they could be breaking the law. Stores legally have to charge SNAP customers paying with their EBT cards the same amount as a cash customer. So if a store rounds a cash transaction, but a SNAP customer pays the exact amount, that could be viewed as a discriminatory practice or preferential treatment under the law. A coalition of trade groups representing the nation's grocery, retail, and convenience stores this week sent a letter to the Agriculture Secretary raising those concerns, asking for clear guidance, saying this penny problem is beginning to cause a cascade of negative events in stores across the country.
So now you see merchants actually wanting to have legislation from the Trump administration to actually, with this change with the penny, to force us to go cashless or to make us eat the cost of them rounding down if necessary. I was at McDonald's and this is a sign that they already have up about this rolling down or up depending on what the purchase amount is.
Have you seen more signs warning you about the change shortage? After the penny was discontinued in May, many places across the country were left without being able to make exact change. Chains like Quick Trip and McDonald's have decided to round totals to the nearest nickel. McDonald's provided Fox 11 with the following statement. We have a team actively working on long-term solutions to keep things simple and fair for customers. This is an issue affecting all retailers across the country, and we will continue to work with the federal government to obtain guidance on this matter going forward.
So that's forcing us to take on a burden for something that we have nothing to do with, and that's going to increase our costs. And with the settlement with Visa and MasterCard and their lawsuit, with the changes going on there, now merchants can actually charge us more for which credit card that we use. If it's a more premium credit card, they can charge you more for transaction fees, or if it's Visa or MasterCard logo, whatever that merchant choose, because they the whole time been eating that cost from the credit card companies. And so now even merchants can charge you more, even to go the cashless route. So it seems to be a lose-lose situation for the customer. And additionally, you have higher finance charges if you have bad credit. Now, with my elite credit system, users like Greg was able to remove a collection within 12 days. So if you need my AI software and my credit coaching to help you with your credit, the link is in the description of the video and in the pinned comment section, because that may ease the burden of you paying more in financing when it comes down to home loans, purchases for cars, or using your credit card. Having better credit scores can reduce your overall financing costs. But additionally, you have higher tariff costs, higher inflation costs, and this is really adding on to all the costs the average customer has to pay. The only thing that is not changing, and that's an increase in your hourly wage to keep up with all this higher cost of inflation. So one of the things that needs to be done, if we have to take on these costs, then the average hourly pay rate would need to go up just for people to live the same standard of living before all of these waves of changes are coming in. So one thing that you can do to protect yourself and your family, you may need to really set up a real budget for yourself and monitor your spending, especially when you are going to grocery stores. Try to have a budget and monitor your cost of what you're spending and your savings. You want to make sure that you are trying to save as much as possible. And by staying on top of your budget, this can actually help you keep an eye on all these costs and keep you more financially savvy and to be more aware of these costs being passed on to you and how to avoid it. So when you're checking out now, make sure you find out what is your processing fee if you are using a Visa or MasterCard logo, and is it better for you to use cash to save you in that situation? So hopefully this information was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section. But more detailed questions for me, you can go to my website and all your questions go directly to my cell phone. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned.